You guys are getting ready to go for this historic game here in terms of attendance in the next couple of weeks. What was the idea leading up to attempting this historic possibility?
Yeah, I was driving into work and was listening to a podcast about women's sports and kind of the emergence and popularity in it. And there was one thing that we always talk about experiences, and we always have a Fill the Ferg night. And I was like, okay, well, what is actually the attendance record? Like, what is something that we can chase as far as like trying to raise the standard and expectation and create something that's unbelievable for our players. And I started working with Dusty, our SID, and having conversations like, hey, can you look this up for me? And all of a sudden we found out it was 3,200. We're like, holy cow, that's a big task to put in front of us. And then we started to ask the administration, like, is this something that we could potentially do? And I think it got a lot of movement, and everybody started to get really excited about it. And until we started having conversation with people outside of the women's soccer team, we didn't know what the interest would be. But I think what we've been able to do here has sparked a lot of interest, and we're excited about the potential.
Yeah, when it comes down to the execution of this, behind the scenes, what's everything been like? Because it's just a couple weeks away.
Yeah, it's meeting with everybody and thinking about logistically, like how do you host that many people and where they're going to sit. And obviously our seating is limited, but we're also adding free admission to our games. So we're trying to create the experience and also be organized in the same way, so that way you're feeling the experience as a fan and the players are feeling it as well. So it's been a lot of conversation, a lot of help, a lot of, hey, how can we make this a smoother transition for everybody? So I think we're all on board and we're really excited. Will we do it? I think there's a lot of excitement around it, so we'll potentially have that opportunity to do so we'll see.
Then yeah, and when you take a look at the other side of things, it's obviously getting those people there. You yourself, you're very well connected in the community, so is women's soccer at AU in general. Have you guys been reaching out to teams, high schools? What's it looking like there?
Yeah, we had a huge high school camp over the summer with 8 to 10 teams, and we've had conversation with them, and we've built that relationship. So I think that's really cool. Like, they're very excited because our players got an opportunity to work this summer with them. Obviously, our group has a really big presence in community service within the youth soccer clubs around the Ashland community. So they're very excited as well. I think the high schools are on board locally, and we've worked with some of them throughout the summer. So it's kind of been word of mouth, and every time I run into someone, like my little kids team played, and we played a team from Westlake, and I saw them at Chipotle after, and I said, hey, just September 6th, we're having a game for youth soccer night. And they're like, well, we're going to tell our whole club. So yeah, I think we're building traction and the excitement, and until the day comes, you never know what you're going to get, but I think the word is getting around, and people are really bought into this idea.
And not just for that night in general and this historic thing, but what are you expecting to see from your team on September 6th?
Yeah, it's the beginning of the year. We're going to get tested. We have a nationally ranked game that Thursday, so I think bringing some energy as well is with what that game is going to bring to us on Thursday, and trying to recover really quickly is going to be beneficial. So I think whatever we create, I hope our players embrace it and enjoy it. And it's something that, in the women's soccer world, probably in the Division II area, like, hasn't been done very often. So we'd love to be the ones that when you Google search, it's attendance record, now Ashland's the place that it's landed. So we're excited.